us understand about what bank statements here. This is very important topic. Whenever you join for any company, you should know every month. Remember, every month you have to update your bank statement. You have to take this bank statement from your owner. Remember, nobody will tell you this. Every month you have to check your bank statement. That is the job of accountant. Every month, remember. If the transactions are many, that you have to do every week also, not every month. Every week also you have to do it. Okay, mostly we are doing every month. Now, how to read the bank statement? Remember, whatever is there on the withdrawal side, this side, withdrawal side is also called the debit side of the bank statement. So whatever is there on the debit side of the bank statement or a withdrawal side, all those are the payment, either a payment or it is withdrawal from the bank, remember, okay? And whatever is deposits or whatever is there on the credit side of the bank statement, those are what either are deposited into a bank or check clearance. We have received the check from the party, that is what cleared. Now, how to read this bank statement? There are certain words on the bank statement you have to remember. If there is a word called NEFT, NEFT means an online transfer. Okay, the payment is done through online. TRTR means mobile transfer. Directly you have transferred the money from the mobile. The PRCR, this means you have made the payment through card. This is cash withdrawal. Directly from the ATM, you are withdrawing the money from the bank. Self, or sometimes you will find your company name on the bank statement. That is what cash withdrawal from the bank. Okay. UPI means either a Google Pay. Somebody must have paid you through Google or some other this app. Okay, mobile app. Okay, that you will get a UPI there. DC means loan, either a loan taken or loan paid. So these words are very important. You have to note down these words whenever you are working on the on the bank statements. So remember here, whatever is there on the debit side of the bank statement is your payments or a withdrawal from the bank, and whatever is there on the this credit side or a deposit side, either the money is deposited in the bank or we have received the money, either interest is received or check cleared. We have deposited the money in the bank through check is deposited into bank, and that is what cleared. So this is about the bank statement. Now let us pass some of the entry from the bank statements. So let us only pass for debit side of the bank statements. Okay. Now whenever you see the debit side of the bank statement, small expenses which are paid, like say 148 to 29.50 paisa. These are called bank charges. Remember, bank charges means sometimes the bank is deducting certain amount from your bank. That's what bank charges. So small, even you can see here 5 rupees, 10 rupees or 100 rupees is deducted from at present on this bank statement. Only two entries are there, 148 and this. These are bank statements. So you directly go to now how to pass the entry in the tally. If you want to pass the entry in the tally, don't pass the entry here. Remember, whenever you are working on bank statement, don't pass the entry, don't update your bank statements on tally here through here accounting option. Don't go to the accounting option, pass the entry. Why? From this bank statement, most of the entry you have already passed in account. See, whenever we are receiving the money from the party, whenever you are receiving the money from the party, suppose you receive the check from the party, we are passing the receipt for that. Whenever you are making the payment to the party, we pass the payment. So most of the entries you must have already passed in accounts. You have to pass, remember this, don't pass all the entries whenever you are working anywhere. Don't pass all the entries in account from the bank statement. Don't pass all the entries. You have to pass only those entries which are not passed in the accounts. Okay, so we will see one by one. Some of the entry I'll show you here. Now, for example, these are what bank charges here. So what I'll do, I'll not pass the entry. As I told you, I'll not go here and pass the entry because some of the entries we have already passed. If I go here and pass the entry, that means the entry will be duplicate. You are passing the entry again. Okay, so now you'll come to know which are the entries which are already passed, which are not passed. So what you do, you go to open a bank account now. So you go to display, then account books, ledger, and a bank account, whichever bank. So right now, whatever entries you have passed in the last bank account, you just open that bank account. Okay, here then you enter the period here. Right now you can use your 1st of April to 31st of March here, whatever. So it will display all the entries whatever you have passed here. Understood, no? So then you check which are the entries you have passed, and whichever entry is not there, only those entries will pass. Okay. So don't go. Remember, whenever you're passing the entry on the bank statement, don't go here and pass the entry. You open your bank account. Easiest way to open a bank account, instead of going to the display, you just go to then you go to the current balance sheet, current account, bank accounts, and Bank of India. Open that. Then you enter the period there. Okay. Let us pass some of the entries from the bank statements. Okay. As I told you, the first entry, small expenses are these are what bank charges. What I'll do, I'll open my bank account. I'll go to the bank account from the bank statement. If I want to pass the entry here, I'll directly press Alt A, alternate A. Remember, Alt A, ALT, alternate A to add the entry. First to check whether the entry is there or not. If it is not there, so assume that that entry is not there. This entry is not there. Bank charge is 148 rupees is not there. So what I'll do, I'll press Alt A from the keyboard. Alt A. Okay, so you will go to the accounting voucher automatically. I'll go to the payment here. It's a payment. I told you, debit side is a all payment. You put the date of transaction. Right now, you don't put the date of transactions because whatever I have given you is a education version. You directly pass the entries. Okay, so I'll press Alt C here. I'll create an account, bank charges. Charges under what? Indirect expenses. Expenses. How much? 148. 148. And credit what? Bank of Baroda. So don't if you don't have Bank of Baroda, you open your last bank account. Okay. So so the entry is passed there. Second is also bank charges. I'm not passing that. You know how to pass it now. Again, you come here, press Alt A, go to the payment, then you create a bank charges. Alt A. Then here you have to create payment is already there. Bank charges again. Sorry. Bank charges again, that is what, 29.50. Credit what? Bank of Baroda. So next one, SMS charge. This is Nifty Advanced Bionics India Limited. This amount is paid through online. Nifty means online, 13,600. So I'll press Alt. It is not there. I'll press Alt A. First I'll check Advanced Bionics is there. So it will be there, remember, on your computer, because we have passed lot of purchase entry on this. I didn't pass that. So you instead of creating the accounts, you just create select the ledger, advanced bionics here. It will be there on your account, and credit will be your State Bank of India. Okay. So next one is cash. This we'll see later on. Only debit side entry. This is ATM withdrawal. So whenever you are withdrawing the money from ATM, remember, whenever you are withdrawing from the ATM, either it will be a drawing from the, you have to ask the owner where to put either a drawing or expenses. Okay, so whenever you are withdrawing from the ATMs, you put it under mostly in drawings. So what you do, Alt A, press here and go to the payment here, all payments. You create drawings account. Drawings under remember capital. Drawing should be deducted from the capital. That is very, very important. Then you put the amount, how much it is, drawings, that is okay, and the credit will be State Bank of India. Okay. Similarly, let us see how to pass the other entries. So drawings we have done. Next one is PRCR. See, this is also what, 3000. Now, whenever you are getting INST here, okay, we'll see the credit side later on. I am not explaining that. PRCR. PRCR means what? Here I have explained you, card payment. We have made the payment through card. That is 2750 rupees. Now suppose that entry is not there in the account. If it is not passed in the account, and suppose the bill is also not there of whom it is passed and all. Remember, such type of transaction, if the transaction is a small transaction and if it is paid by card, you can put it in any expenses, such as expenses. I have already explained you about that. You can put it under what, maintenance expenses. You can put it under this other expenses like maintenance, repairs. You could just create any expense account and put it in that. So what I'll do here, I'll create what, Alt A, under payment I'll create say maintenance and other expenses. Okay, and this is indirect expenses here. So I'll put the amount 2750, and credit will be our Bank of Baroda. So you use your bank account. Okay, so you create any account. If you don't have to check the bills and all. If the entry is not there in the account and the amount is very small paid, you just create any expense account and put it in that. So this is also ATM withdrawal. Now self, wherever you can see the self or a party name, party means our company name. For example, Kevin's Electronics here. So it's a withdrawal from the bank. Okay, the cash is withdrawal from the banks. So this entry I'll pass in contra. Cash is withdrawal from the bank. So Bank of Baroda credit, because the money is going from the bank 5,000 and debited will be what? Cash. Okay, so remember that. Now PRCR, again the payment is done by card. You can put it in any expenses like stationery expenses, maintenance expenses, or office expenses. Otherwise you create office expenses also, and even small expenses you can put it under miscellaneous expenses also. Now this is what Kevin's Electronics, 14,000 is paid, and this is, sometimes you'll get a number here. If the number is there, it is paid by what? Sorry, now see here, this is self here on top, and here it is a Kevin's Electronics. This is a bank statement of Kevin's Electronics. Okay, and only if the on the bank statement only if there is Kevin's Electronics 14,000. This is also what? Cash withdrawal from the bank. You have to pass a contra entry. Credit what? A bank account, and debit will be at cash. Okay. Now see, pharmacy. This is paid to PRCR. There pharmacy hotel. You can create here what? Petrol expenses or hotel expenses, and so on and so on. Okay. Now you understood this. PRCRC is the petrol is written there. You can put it under petrol expenses. If the hotel is written, if the hospital is written, you can put it under what? Medical expenses. All are indirect expenses. Remember, no? Estrella Culasso. Now see here, check payment is done. 10,500. This is check number. Remember, 10,000 is paid to Estrella Culasso. This is actually, I have written here, the check payment is done to the Estrella Culasso. Now you have to find out who is this Estrella Culasso. The check payment is done. So I'll just write it here. Remember, this is what we do, is a rent payment. Okay, you have to ask the owner why the payment is done to this party. It is a rent payment. So you can go to the Alt A in Tally. You can press Alt A, go to the payment and just create a rent paid account. Okay, under what? Indirect expenses, and credit will be what? No need of party account, because these are the already paid account. So rent paid indirect. You can also create what? Rent paid to Estrella Culasso, 10,500 under indirect expenses, and credit will be what? Bank of India. TRTR. This is what? The payment which is done directly from the mobile transfer, 3,000 so, and we don't know how the payment is transferred to mobile. Okay, I have written here for that purpose. You can just create this also. You can pass it in any account. For example, you can repairs and maintenance, as I told you, stationery expenses or say office expenses. Okay, you can just put any expenses account. Now DC, this is very important. You will find this DC. Suppose the loan, suppose we have taken the loan and we are paying the loan to the bank. This DC option you will find every month, and the fixed amount will be paid every month. You will see, now see, this DC is there in what? February. This again, there is a DC here. DC is then in January. Okay, so this is a loan deducted from the account. So you can pass this entry directly in payment. You can go to the payment Alt A. Okay, loan paid, say Bank of Baroda loan, Bank of Baroda loan account. You use any loan account whatever you have. So right now say credit what? Bank of India account. Bank of Baroda loan account, debit will be bank, credit what? Bank of India. Okay, so these are the loans which are paid. Then other things I have already explained you. ATM withdrawal, you can put it under drawings account. Kevin select this again what? This is the debit side. Kevin and withdrawn from the bank. Cash withdrawal from the bank, that is you can pass a contra for that. PRCR, you can put it in any expense account. PRCR, Amazon payment, you can Amazon payment indirect expenses. Estrella Culasso, again the rent payment. Cash withdrawal from the bank, this you can put it under drawings account. This NFT, now you can, if you see the number of names here, Benu, Navita, this might be a salary account. So you can put a salary account, debit and credit what? Bank. Okay, so if you see the number of names here in line, lot of names are there, Benu, Clary, Navita, and all that thing. 100% it will be what? Salary paid to the staff, that you can put it on. See, this entry we must have already. Remember one thing, in account, right now you pass all these entries, but whenever you are working in any company, these entries you must have already passed. You should not pass the entries which are already passed. Only you have to pass the entry which are not passed. If suppose this salary entry is already there in my account, I will not pass that entry. Okay, if it is not passed, then only you have to pass that entry here. Okay, now for example, see DD Enterprises. Now this all this INST instrument, so and so. Now see, sometime instead of INST, you will find here CLG. This CLG and instrument is one and the same. Remember, okay. This we'll see later on. It is on the credit side. Cash withdrawal. This you can pass it under what drawings accounts. Okay, then DD Enterprises. See, the check is paid to what party. So remember, first before if the payment is done to the party, don't create a party account. Remember, don't create a party account. First to check whether the DD Enterprises is there in your account. That means you have already passed the peel of that account. So you just select that account. Don't go on creating the party account in payment. Remember, first you check if the party is already there. If the party is already there, then you use the same party and pass the payment account. Okay, DD Enterprises. Then here I have explained about Nifty, see, Advanced Bionics. These accounts we have already passed the purchase entries of these parties. So don't create those party in account. Do pass the payment entry. If it is not passed, pass the entries in account. So interest. Now this is interest we have received 1,000 so and so. This interest, okay, that is on a credit side. We'll see later on. Okay, Surya Industries. This is also directly payment, but don't create a party. This is a loan payment entry. Debit the loan account, credit what party accounts. Okay, so these are. So let us see the bank reconciliation statement, right? Let us see the bank reconciliation statement. Now, bank reconciliation statement is nothing but whenever we are making the payment by checks and whenever you are receiving the checks from the party, okay. Suppose today I received the check from the party, okay. I will pass the entry in our account in Tally. I will pass the entry receipt. We have received the check from the party, okay. I'll pass what receipt entry in the in Tally. But if I deposit that check today into the bank, that today only the check will not get clear. So that entry, if I see the bank statement, that entry will be not there in the bank statement, remember. Similarly, suppose I paid the check to the party. Today, suppose I paid the check to the party. We are passing the entry in Tally, the payment entry. The check is paid to the party. But if I go to the bank, if I go to the bank and get the bank statement today only, that entry will be not there in the bank statement because that check is not cleared. Now, bank reconciliation is nothing but we have to find out which are the checks we have issued to the party that is not cleared and which are the checks we have received from the party that is not cleared. Okay, so if you see your bank account in Tally, there will be lots of entry, extra entry will be there. Okay, and if you see your bank statement, there will be few entries will be there. Okay, so what you have to do is to do the reconciliation. What you have to do, you have to just click on reconcile here, put the period of the bank statement and everything, and click on what reconcile. After reconcile, you will get a bank date here. Bank date is nothing but it's very easy. You have to put the date here, bank date, this date. Okay, from the bank statement, you have to just put the date as per these transactions. And whichever the transaction is not clear, you don't put the date of that transactions. Only you have to put the date of the as per what bank statement. You have to put the dates here. Okay, this is very simple. You have to just put the date. Now, for example, suppose I change the date here. Say this transaction is happened. This is a different statement I'm explaining you. You try your statement. This transaction happen on 12th of April. If I put a date here, 13th of April, assume that this transaction is clear. If you see here, this balance as per the bank, it will change. See, this is changed now, 95,000 so and so. Okay, this now remember you have to put all the dates as per what bank statements. Okay, and at the end of that, whatever balance is there on the bank statement, final balance on the as on and in the balance column, final balance should match with bank balance as per this balance and the bank statement balance should match. If it is not matched, that means you didn't pass certain entries from the bank statement. You have to complete your bank statement update. Then you have to reconcile it, put the date of the transactions here, date as per what bank statement. You have to match this bank balance, this Tally balance, bank as balance as per bank with the bank statement. That's it.